In this video, we'll learn how to sum items across multiple sheets using the sum function nested with Lambda. We'll also learn how to pull using a spill approach of the different items from those sheets into a string summary. Let's get right into it. Here we do have a fictitious set of data for the freelance and the research and development department. We can also categorize these expenses into those used to do professional pitches, purchase orders, or any other category other than the two. Now, this summary that we have here as an annual element is exactly what we have on those other months, January, February, all the way through December. So we do have all items keyed in there. The natural way to sum these items is to use the sum function to add them together. But when you have these items spread across several sheets, that can be quite cumbersome and time consuming. So we would like to add this using the sum function. The sum function that has been nested with the map and lambda, and also using an indirect formula component. Before we do the nesting, one of the easiest ways is to use the regular sum function if your data is organized across rows like this. So if all the items you want to sum are organized in months, as in the case of the data we have, you can easily use the sum function where you have sum and then you type the month January colon December, then you have that exclamation mark and then the cell where Excel will pick that item from. So it's organized in cell B3 across all the sheets. So we'll have B3 over there. If we close the parenthesis, it shall pick for us the total of all these items on cell B3 from January all the way to December. Now that's a very quick way, which works very conveniently if you have all items organized consistently that way. So then you can copy this, copy, Control plus C, then select these two cells, right click, have the paste special, paste the formula only so that it can pick B4 and B5. Then over here again, select those three, right click, paste special, formulas only. It will be able to pick for you C3, C4, and C5. So there you go. That is the total that you have over there for all the 12 months. I have reorganized the data a little bit just to push the arrangement of these summary totals across with the months downwards a little so that we finish up the different approaches we can use. So this first formula that we've covered is very good if you do not have Microsoft Office 365 option. If you have the 2024, 2021 and other versions that do not have the other nesting functions like mapping, this is the best option that we probably have, quickest and simplest. Now the other method you can use is to nest the let function with the reduce function, lambda and indirect. Now it's a long formula. I'll copy and paste it for you here just to save time. So you can have a look at this formula in your and then practice with your data set. So it's a long formula. I just pasted it for you there. You can click on it, check everything, and that will also work. So we can also copy just the way we did with the other one. Over here, select the two cells, paste special, formulas only. We do the same over here, formulas only. But in this case, it doesn't change for us the cell number, so we have to come here and change the cell number to B4. This other one is B5. And then on this other side, now we have C3, C4, and C5. Alright, so you have the same total over there using the same function. The other formula you could use is the sum function nested with map, lambda, and the indirect function. It's a long function, rather a long formula, so I'll also paste it for you just to save your time. So I've pasted that for you. You can type it out manually and get comfortable using it. You may encounter a few errors as you use it. One of the things to note is that we are using the curly brackets here when nesting the months in the middle. We are using those curly brackets, otherwise the others are the regular parentheses. Then I can copy it and paste it over here. Formulas only, I paste on this other side as well, formulas only. And then come to this other cell and edit this to B4. This other one should be B5. And then over here, C3, C4, and C5. So you have the same total value. So as you can see, the difference between the original regular sum function with the others is that these other functions, you have to change those input numbers manually. You can also use the same sum, map, lambda, and indirect nested function together, but now you don't have to hard code the months like I did here. So in such a case, you're just having the exact same function. Again, I'll just copy it and paste it here to save your watch time. So here it gives me an error just because originally I had arranged the data set to have the months at the top. So I reorganize it a bit to move them down here. So all I'll do is just come here and change all of this so that I reference the months where we have them. Now I have them in over down here, so January to December. I drag absolute referencing, key F4 on my keyboard. I press enter, we have that number. So then I can copy and do the paste spatial, formulas only, do the same thing here, paste spatial, formulas only, and then do the editing as we've done previously. This is B4, B5, then is C3, C4, and C5. So again, we'll have the same total. So whichever of those four approaches can help you get. Now the advantage of the other three, approach number 2, 3, and 4 here, is that if your items are not organized in this consistent style, you may still be able to use them. That's why, especially where you're hard coding. So if let's say you had data organized with all these months, but across different years, and you're interested in finding the total for January, let's say 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, then you can do that hard coding so that it picks from the specific cell that you want. Otherwise, that's what makes these hard coding very superior if you have a lot of sophisticated data. But now, what if now you want to pick all the monthly summaries for the pitch, the purchase orders and other items from January up through December from those cells? You can do the equal sign and click on particular item. Let's say over here, the total that we have for the pitch is 110, and then you continue like that. to hard peak across the months. You know, if you can see, if you drag, that doesn't work because it peaks January. So you want it to peak from the other months, February, March. Now to do that, you would need to spill. You need to use a spill function. Now, the map nested with lambda and the indirect function is a very efficient spill function. Again, since unfortunately it's a long formula, I'm also going to paste it because I've written it down for you just to save your watch time. I'm going to paste it over here. So if you do that hard coding, type that formula nicely and correctly, and do the cell referencing from D3, it's going to pick these individual items for all the 12 months. So the spilling here also works if you are arranging this, hard coding these items. You must make sure that all your spelling is accurate. There should be no mistake. And then you can copy the same formula and spill it down here, and then change this cell number. So this was D3, so the other one should be on D4, and the last one on D5. So this will enable you to have all these summaries for the months as a total value displayed over here in a single sheet. Then let's sum what we have across these months. So I'm going to sum all across up to December, and then we drag this down, see what happens. So this is what we have for the total, except this one over here. So I'll just sum this from the top so that we sum those three, and then there we go. We have the 8399.5, just like we've had from the rest. You can also do the same nesting with the map function now, except that instead of doing the hard coding, if your data is organized as ours, you can just use the reference. You can reference these hard codes instead of, rather the months, instead of hard coding them as we've done here. So all you do is just click on those months. I've copied and pasted just to save your time again. Copy all of these, absolute reference, function 4, the F4 on your keyboard. If you're using Microsoft or other PC. If you're using a Mac, you may have to do that manually. Press enter. You'll be able to get that. Then you copy and paste, Control plus V, copy and paste, Control and V together, and then do this editing to D4 and also D5. Alrighty, so then if you do this, if you have this formula, I'm just going to copy and paste them to save your time. We'll get those total values just as we had gotten them previously. So all these are multiple ways that you can use to accomplish the same goal. Now, most of these formulas, especially the map function, just to repeat, is that it only works when you have Microsoft Office 365 or you are using Google Sheets. If you are using Office 2024 and the older versions, then you might have to use this approach, the first method. This is the quickest and easiest way because it doesn't have the map and lambda functions. Alrighty, now you know how to use the map function nested with lambda in different ways. If you find this video helpful, kindly like and subscribe for more.